Here's our... Now, we've all heard of a bull in a china shop, but this story is all about a ghost in a china shop. I didn't touch a thing, honest. Must have been the ghost. Now, if I were to move this cup and saucer from here to here, you wouldn't think too much about that, would you? But what if that cup and saucer were to move on its own? Because that's what's been happening in this china shop in Salisbury. Only maybe it hasn't been happening on its own. Maybe someone, or something, has been moving things around. The ghost is known as Oliver. Here's shop assistant Maureen to tell you her evidence of Oliver's presence.
I was working up here. It was about a month and a half ago. I was with my comrade. I was in front of the register, and there wasn't a soul up here. It was really quiet. No breeze, no windows open, and I felt Oliver's presence before. And I'm standing in front, we're chatting away, and all of a sudden there's this big whoosh of cold, cold air, which came past me. I felt it. It felt like it went right through me. And I jokingly said, "Oh, that's Oliver just gone through." And my friend Debbie just, looked at me like I was nuts. And all the tissue paper, it actually all blew, sheets of it just blew like this. And then it laid all just back down again like that, and it was still.
Oliver the ghost is known to several of the shop staff, and even some customers.
Well, as far as we can see, he appears to be a friendly sort of character. I must say, in the 30 years I've been here, I've never actually met him, but we've had a few occasions when he's appeared to other people, and we've had one or two examples of people who've come in and who feel that they've got a sort of sixth sense about these things, and who've said, "I'm sorry, I can't stay in here any longer because I've got to get out because I can feel there's an atmosphere that probably means there's a ghost."
So, what does Oliver get up to scare people off?
Things get moved, come off of shelves, if you like, and don't get broken, just as if they've been placed rather than dropped. On one occasion, someone went up to a stockroom door first thing in the morning to find it was locked from the inside, and the lock had to be removed to get into the actual stockroom. We feel he's wrongly named because he was nicknamed Oliver because of the period he appears to have come from, but rather than being Cromwellian, he's Cavalier, so really the name Oliver isn't all that appropriate. The people who've seen him describe him as a Cavalier.
Cromwellian or Cavalier. Either way, Oliver has the attention of Salisbury ghost watchers.
It's one of the ones that we always highlight on our City Ghost Walk because people like to hear about a careful ghost as opposed to a frightening ghost. And obviously some of the ghosts have quite frightened people from time to time. But there's lots of ghosts in Salisbury, being an ancient city, medieval. It's surprising if there weren't ghosts, really.
Cavalier, Cromwellian. Can anyone tell us for sure where Oliver comes from?
Sadly, the Salisbury City Guide, which I'm a member of, done quite a lot of research, but we haven't actually been able to find anybody who might have lived here who matches the profile that we do have in Oliver.
With nothing to go by in the historical records, we thought we'd ask psychic artist Linda Knight for some answers. Now, Linda's taken a walk around the place, and she's picked up all sorts of impressions. What have you picked up with?
Well, I know that he sort of walked through here and upstairs, that he was quite tall, quite restless, and looking for something, probably. Peace of mind, who knows?
Right. Have you any idea who he was, or what time was he?
I would say he was about 16th to 17th century. I'm not really up on history, but I have been told today that he has a Cromwellian look about him, so obviously he's from that area. Pretty tidy, which is unusual. Long hair, which is, I don't know if it's unusual or not. He looked pretty handsome to me, very tall, so obviously he's quite well-to-do, I would say.
So, Linda, how do you actually get the impressions to get a drawing like this? How does it work?
Well, I sort of concentrate and then start off the outline, and the rest seem to come along just, just like that.
Now, when you were walking around, you got quite a few feelings, didn't you? Tell us a bit about that.
Well, when I wanted to go upstairs, so they let me go upstairs, and I know he was upstairs. I knew what the place looked like before, and it was a Tudor house outside, and that was verified for me. And I always know when someone's around because I get very cold, like goose pimples all down my legs. It's not very nice, but it was very interesting. He seems to be looking for something. He seems to want to find something. But what, I don't know. Perhaps you're right. Peace of mind could be what he wanted.
So, no specific identity, but perhaps a bit more insight into Oliver's character. And although he has broken the occasional bit of crockery, most of the time he seems to behave himself. He certainly seems to be a very friendly sort of